Looking back at things now, I'm sure a lot of people don't actually know what started the defamation suit between the ex-spouses. But what most people know is that it stemmed from the Oped Amber wrote. Well, it's actually more complicated than that, and an expert just revealed a lot more about Amber's original intentions from the start of this whole thing. So, exactly what is the big news behind Amber's plot to ruin her ex-husband's life? Almost everyone that has been following this case probably thinks it was born out of an article calling Johnny Depp a wife-beater. But the truth is that it actually started a lot earlier than that. Specifically, it started after Amber Heard decided to get a temporary restraining order at a court while Depp was actually out of town. Intense, huh? For Amber's original story, she said in a sworn declaration that Depp threw her cell phone at her during a fight, striking her cheek and eye. She also wrote that the actor pulled her hair, screamed at her, and repeatedly hit her and violently grabbed her face. She said the actor was high and drunk when the incident occurred. However, the thing about Amber's claims here is that officers that were there later that night after they got a domestic violence call did not see any signs of such. Now, all of this has come up again following the last court meeting of all the parties involved in the case, and because of some of the motions that were filed by Amber's lawyer. An expert that has been following the trial, Laura Bokov, has jumped on the conversation and revealed some exclusive information about the intentions behind the motion and how things could end up.
So we have the summary of the argument, and the only thing I'll touch on is the beginning of it. From the beginning, Mr. Depp set out to try this case as a domestic relations dispute. He wished he had tried rather than settled in 2016. Not correct. He settled his divorce, period. That had nothing to do with the DVTRO. The issue began 6 years ago when Ms. Heard obtained a domestic violence temporary restraining order against Mr. Depp on May 27th. That's correct. What she's not mentioning is Ms. Heard later dropped her claim. It never made, once you get the temporary, you have to go to court to get the permanent. That's what Mr. Depp's texts were about. Like, if you do this, I'm going to have to take you to court. I'm going to have to bring the evidence. I'm going to have to humiliate you, annihilate you, do whatever I can to defend myself. So they were going to court. Amber Heard she dismissed her claim. She dropped it. There was no court case. Therefore, there was nothing Mr. Depp could defend against. So no, he never had a chance to make this argument.
Now, from the document presented by Amber's side, the actress used the amount awarded to Johnny as the basis of filing those claims. But the thing about that is when you file something like that, usually it's all the amounts awarded in the case that are brought into consideration. And that was not the case here. Here, Amber was only after getting the payment awarded to Johnny removed while hers still stood. Looking at everything that led up to this point, it's obvious that the only reason these people filed these claims in the first place is to further try to change the narrative about Amber by getting the case reopened in the Virginia court. But given that not only was the trial extended more than a few times, both sides actually got to tell their tales explicitly, and it unanimously came out in Johnny's favor, and that right there tells you all you need to know about the case. Because of how public this case has been, several people have been commenting on the revelations made by the expert. One user wrote, "I bet Judge is seething with the H and her legal team with all this crap, especially by calling out her jury, court, and making a mockery of the judicial system. That woman literally thinks she is above government laws, etc. She needs to be knocked off her pedestal." Well, I can't tell if this is just another plot to wiggle out of paying or they are stalling the appeal for some reason. But whatever it is, there doesn't seem to be any headway for her. Tell us, what do you think she's going to pull next?